James Baldwin said, "History is not the past, it is the present." We carry our history with us. We are our history. And what better way to honor that than to go back to the very founding of the university, the very chartering of the university, the 1856 project, which takes us to the future.
This project is supremely important to the university so that we can all understand its origins and its history. We need to understand how we are rooted, where we are rooted, and in whom we are rooted.
This important research and discovery will serve to steward our legacy and guide our institution as we live out our commitment to equity and inclusion and social justice.
One element of the project is to look at not just the impact of slavery, but to look at the things that came after.
We continue as a country to deal with this type of double consciousness where we have these ideals of who we say we are and who we want to be, and then there's this reality that we continue to face challenges of erasure regarding the full story of our country and who we are. And I think the 1856 project plays into us having to grapple with these challenges and help us push to be our better selves.
The statues and buildings on our campus seek to honor our diverse trailblazers and reflect our ideals of equality, equity, and justice. The 1856 project is the latest effort to acknowledge where the university has fallen short in the past while also mapping a course fearlessly forward together for our future.
The project is important to me personally because I'm a historian. I think it's just fascinating always to have people have more opportunities to think about the past, to reflect on maybe connections to the present, but also to just gain a deeper understanding of the context, the circumstances that created the world in which we're living now.
Lakeland's story and the story of the University of Maryland are tightly wound together, with the university being just across the Route 1 from the campus, from the Lakeland community, which is a historically African American community. You know, for the vast majority of the community's history, young people weren't permitted to be students on campus, but members of the community did play a huge role as the workforce for the university.
I never encountered a school that had an entire project dedicated to learning their history and addressing any harms that they may have caused and bringing to light the stories of not only enslavers that interacted with their land, but also people who were enslaved and also the descendants of both sides. So I think what drew me to it is because I'd never heard of anything like it.
I think and I hope really that this kind of work will help African Americans in Maryland and around the country see that this is a destination to do the work of understanding Black life and Black history, to feel like this is a place where they can be included and welcome and really part of urgent conversations about who we are as a university and then more broadly like who they can be as members or contributors to that community.
A lot of university history, in a way, has been built as a house of cards, and that if we don't go and investigate that history, pull out the voices that have been marginalized or just not remembered at all, that house of cards is going to fall. So it's our job to rebuild that foundation and make it one of multiple voices, a more nuanced history of the university, and also taking a very hard look at some of the complicities of the university when it comes to racism, white supremacy, and enslavement.
The University of Maryland is very deeply committed to supporting research to explore, to explain, and to learn from our own unique history.